If you've ever wondered why some people work hard their whole lives and still feel stuck financially, you're not alone. It's not always about how much money you make or how smart you are. There's a psychology behind money that keeps people trapped in the same patterns for decades, even if they're highly educated or hardworking. In this video, we're going to break down 10 ways the money trap keeps people stuck and what you can do to break free. Imagine being 10 years from now and finally feeling financially free because you avoided these traps. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to escape these traps and finally get ahead financially. 10. Thinking more income solves everything. Many people believe that if they just make more money, all their financial problems will disappear. Raise your salary and suddenly life feels easier, right? Not always. The problem is that a higher income often leads to higher spending. You get a raise, and before you know it, your lifestyle inflates to match it. That new car, bigger apartment, or luxury vacations eat up the extra cash before you can save or invest. What makes this trap worse is that people never stop chasing more. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not getting ahead. Instead, focus on habits over chasing income. Saving consistently, investing early, and avoiding lifestyle inflation are far more powerful than a raise. Even $100 a month invested consistently can grow significantly over decades. Income matters, but habits matter more. 9. Believing debt is always bad. Debt gets a bad reputation, and for good reason. High-interest debt, like credit cards, can ruin lives. But not all debt is equal. Many smart people avoid debt entirely, thinking they're doing the responsible thing, but that can keep them stuck too. Low-interest, strategic debt can actually accelerate wealth building. A mortgage with a 4% interest rate, for example, can be more beneficial to hold while investing your money elsewhere at 8 to 10% returns. The key is calculated use. High-interest debt? Get rid of it. Low-interest strategic debt? Use it wisely to leverage growth. Avoid the all-or-nothing mindset. It's a classic trap that keeps people from building wealth efficiently. 8. Living paycheck to paycheck by choice. You don't always need a huge income to start saving or investing, but many people never make a move. Why? Because they get comfortable in their current lifestyle. They justify every expense, thinking it's necessary, and ignore how small leaks in spending add up over years. Even smart people fall into this trap because they prioritize immediate gratification or overestimate their future earning potential. That fancy gadget or weekend getaway feels small now, but consistently choosing wants over needs keeps people trapped in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. What to do instead? Track your spending, automate savings, and treat your savings like a fixed bill. Even starting with a small percentage of your income can create momentum. Over time, this builds a safety net that gives you freedom. 7. Chasing status instead of security. Social comparison is powerful. People measure success by cars, vacations, designer brands, or social media appearances. Smart people are no exception. They can earn well but still get trapped trying to look successful. The trap here is subtle. You might be earning $100,000 a year, but if you're spending $95,000 trying to look successful, you'll never get ahead. Status chasing can feel motivating at first, but often leads to anxiety, debt, and stagnation. Instead, redefine success for yourself. Focus on long-term financial security over short-term approval. Experiences, skills, and investments give real returns that last decades. Status symbols do not. 6. Overcomplicating investing. Many people think investing is only for experts or geniuses. They see charts, financial news, and complex strategies and decide it's too overwhelming, so they do nothing, staying stuck with cash that loses value to inflation. The truth is, simplicity works.
Low-cost index funds, ETFs, and consistent contributions over time outperform most complicated strategies. You don't need to predict the next hot stock or market trend. You just need discipline, consistency, and patience. The money trap is believing that complexity equals success. Keep it simple, start small, and let compounding do its magic over decades. 5. Ignoring lifestyle inflation. Here's one of the sneakiest traps: lifestyle inflation. You get a raise, a bonus, or a side income, and instantly your spending increases to match. It feels natural, you deserve it, right? But this prevents wealth accumulation. Even small changes repeated over time add up. $500 a month extra spending might not feel huge now, but over 10 years, that's $60,000 gone, not counting lost investment growth. To avoid this, increase your savings rate every time your income rises before increasing spending. Treat savings like a non-negotiable expense, and your wealth will grow without you feeling deprived. 4. Waiting for the perfect time. Many smart people wait for the ideal conditions before investing, saving, or starting a business. They think, once I have more knowledge, or once the economy is better, everything will work perfectly. The trap here is waiting too long. Compounding works best over time, not when conditions are perfect. The earlier you start, even with small amounts, the more you benefit. So start now. Imperfect actions today are far more effective than perfect plans delayed indefinitely. Even a $50 weekly investment now compounds more than $50 invested 10 years later. 3. Focusing only on short-term gains. Another common trap is obsession with quick wins. Stocks, crypto, or side hustles promise rapid returns, and it's tempting to chase them. Smart people often fall for this because they think their intelligence will help them time the market perfectly. The problem is that short-term thinking leads to mistakes, losses, and emotional stress. Long-term wealth is rarely built overnight. Instead, focus on long-term strategies, index funds, retirement accounts, and consistent contributions. Let time and compounding do the heavy lifting, and avoid emotional reactions to short-term fluctuations. 2. Not understanding money psychology. This is one of the most powerful traps, thinking that intelligence alone guarantees financial success. Many smart people understand economics, taxes, or business, but they ignore the psychology of money, their habits, emotions, and biases. Fear, overconfidence, procrastination, and comparison are psychological traps that can override knowledge. Even a highly educated person can make impulsive decisions, overspend, or fail to invest because of emotional blind spots. The key is self-awareness and discipline. Track your spending, automate your savings, and recognize your triggers. Money is as much about behavior as it is about numbers. 1. Believing you can control everything. Finally, the biggest trap of all, thinking you can predict or control every financial outcome. People try to time the market, pick winning investments, or perfectly plan their careers. The reality? Life is unpredictable. Markets fluctuate, emergencies happen, and circumstances change. The smarter approach is control what you can, habits, savings, and planning, and accept what you can't. Focus on consistency, diversification, and long-term thinking. Stop chasing perfect timing and start building resilient systems. Breaking free from the money trap. If you've made it this far, you can see that these traps aren't about intelligence, they're about behavior, habits, and mindset. Smart people get stuck because they rely too much on knowledge or intuition and neglect the most important factor: consistent, disciplined action over time. Start small, automate your savings, invest consistently, and focus on long-term goals. Avoid chasing status, comparing yourself to others, or waiting for perfect conditions. Over decades, these small actions compound into massive freedom. The money trap doesn't have to hold you back. Awareness is the first step, action is the second, and persistence is the key to unlocking financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We break down complex financial topics in simple, actionable ways so you can finally take control of your money and your future.